rest of the country is doing, the South Indian has already been there, done that. But today the South Indian is hurt, the South Indian is scared, because when hope dies, there is little hope left. But guess what? The South Indian is not going to give up. The South Indian is going to hope for a better tomorrow, particularly for our children. You know, when does hope die? When our children are struck by the disease of discrimination and any kind of vile violence. The reference is to the brutal assault on the sibling in Nanguneri town in Tamil Nadu's Tirunelveli district on 9th of August, where a Dalit teenager and his sister were brutally hacked by schoolmates belonging to an intermediate dominant caste. They used a sickle to attack the siblings. The siblings are right now in hospital. The boy, all of 17, was continuously being harassed by his classmates, allegedly belonging to the intermediate caste, who would not only heap caste slurs on him day in and day out, but also asked the young boy to run errands like fetching them lunch and other tasks. Clearly, the instructions came from a place of superiority. When the boy complained about this harassment to his teachers, and of course his parents also knew, because the boy was sitting at home not wanting to attend school, a bunch of teenagers, that is his classmates, entered the 17-year-old's home at 10 p.m. at night and attacked him with a sickle, and also his young sister, who came out after hearing the commotion to protect her brother. As always, the politicians made them several visits, made all the right noises, and of course also promised to support them. But what this proves is the rot which has entered the young minds of students in Tamil Nadu. What is most shocking is that school-going children now wear caste bands to class. Yes, you're surprised, but you heard it right. No, not friendship bands, but caste bands in different colors like yellow, green, red and saffron, depending on their caste in such schools. It is also a fact, ladies and gentlemen, that this trend of students being identified by their wristbands is a very common sight apparently in several schools of northern and southern Tamil Nadu, where the caste organizations have a major say. Even as the Dravidian Model or DMK constantly speaks about self-respect, Swayamaryadai in Tamil, and quality and annihilation of caste, Tamil Nadu, it also has a commission for scheduled castes. It seems to have failed in controlling caste atrocities, and now with children involving themselves in such gory incidents revolving around caste superiority. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has of course set up a one-man commission headed by retired Judge Justice Chandru, but before that it's the civil society which has decided to intervene, and known as the Dalit Intellectual Collective, a group of eminent individuals. They visited the Nanguneri village to take stock of the caste violence perpetrated by teenagers, and as a first step have suggested that caste bands be banned immediately in schools in Tamil Nadu. Please, I am not judging these teenagers, they are also children, but look how it permeates their thinking and their minds. This organization, this collective, has also urged the state to monitor every event that invokes caste pride and form a special squad to prevent caste-based harassment in educational institutions. I know what all of you are thinking. What about the deterrents? Of course there are deterrents. The SC and ST Preventive of Atrocities Act, the police's intervention is always there, the local thanas, or rather the local police stations, the local administrations, the panchayat, etc., but it is clear that all seem to have failed, and the much touted Dravidian model inspired by Thandai Periyar to overcome caste hegemony has so far been destroyed. But as I said, the South Indian will not give up hope. We shall see to it that there is an improvement. Let me now introduce you to my guests. Several guests are joining us, but as of now, I have with me Dr. Selvi Ganesh, who is the legal expert. She is joining us, and later I shall of course introduce you to a panel from different walks of life to understand what is it that is ailing the children of Tamil Nadu. Dr. Selvi Ganesh, vanakkam. I can't hear you, ma'am. You'll have to unmute.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me now?
Yes, vanakkam to you, Dr. Ganesh.
Vanakkam, ma'am. Vanakkam.
You know,
I can't see you though.
You can't see me, but you can hear me. So,
yeah, sure.
You know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I can see you, Dr. Ganesh, and it's such an honor
Okay.
and privilege to have you. I'm just, you know, this is really something which has been very, very disturbing. You know, as a South Indian, I do a show called The South Indian. I've always said that so far as caste atrocities is concerned, the South, I think, comparatively has done well from the rest of the country because we've had awakenings right, you know, decades earlier than the rest of the nation. But look at this incident. Look at this incident. And in the North, people are very shocked that children wear caste bands or wristbands to school. Dr. Ganesh, considering that you are part of this collective, why don't you tell the viewers about what are these wristbands, doctor?
The wristbands, I think, I don't know where it started, how it started. I think it's not, it's of recent past. I don't think it's been there for a long time. I see two things. One is children of that age cannot actually think of doing such things. I'm sure there are some elements from behind working, instigating the children to follow such norms. So these norms were not there when we were in school and all, it was not there. But now it is a trend which is started from where it is coming. I think there are certain trainings going on in every nook and corner of the villages. They are teaching them to hold on to the tradition, the culture, how it was before. So your identity as Hindu and all those things have been taught and put into the minds of small children.
So would you say this is one kind of dangerous radicalization when we speak about terrorism? When we speak
Yes.
about how certain groups are actually indoctrinating young minds into
Yes.
thinking
Yes.
against the nation and the country, do you
Yes.
think this is also very, very serious radicalization which is going on in many villages in Tamil Nadu, Dr. Ganesh?
Yes, yes, yes. Because it's something like people have come few steps ahead in terms of anti-caste movement and things like that. So this radicalization is taking them back again. The next generation is very much in danger.
Yeah,
and the government must do something about it.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about, the government. We have a Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam government, and whether it is DMK or AIDMK, if you remember Sengotian, the education minister of AIDMK, when he was told about these wristbands way back, when his government was in power, he had said very clearly, I will do nothing to see that these wristbands are banned. This time around also, I am asking you, what is the education minister doing, whether it is Ponmudi or whether it is the other people, what are they doing? What about Tandai Periyar's no caste and caste annihilation? What about Annadurai? What about Kalaignar and so many other people? For past 3 decades in Tamil Nadu, Dravidian parties have been ruling. What are they doing? When their children are getting indoctrinated, and those 2 children were hacked by sickle. Aruval, you know, like we say in Tamil. I mean, is this the way we want to see Tamil Nadu, which does very well in all the other indices, Dr. Selvi Ganesh?
Yes, so in every index, Tamil Nadu is ahead. So there are elements which is working from behind to pull it down or bring it backward. It is not only just the indoctrination, but it is also, we have this drugs, ganja in every child's hand. Every school children has, access to this. So this is combination of both. indoctrination with respect to what we call, you put what in the mind, indoctrination with what we call the actual what we call drugs, which is also being served. So in thought, also indoctrinated, and it is also the stuff, the matter is been given to them. So that is also causing the thing. So it is not just one; it is two things which is working simultaneously over there.
Yeah, let me come back to you, Dr. Ganesh. My colleague Pankaj Mishra is also joining us in a bit, and he will also speak about it because he was in the newsroom, Dr. Ganesh, discussing this with me and saying will be scared because his relatives live in Chennai, and he said, what happens when children go to school? This is a fear that we all have in our minds. We have school going children. Dr. Ganesh, I want to ask you this. There is also a national commission for scheduled castes. Now the thing is that the Tamil Nadu government is supposed to meet every July to take cognizance of caste atrocities which are perpetrated in the state. But I don't think they meet, because I have heard from activists in Tamil Nadu telling me very clearly that they take it very casually. So is it a casual matter? Do you think it's kind of lip service, Dr. Selvi Ganesh, what is going on in Tamil Nadu?
Ma'am, in Tamil Nadu, what is happening, it is out in the light. It has been spoken about. Immediately a team rushed over there to take stock of everything. Many parties, political parties, and everybody went there, and something is happening. It is there in the media today. In other states, it must be happening, but it is not out in the media. So that could also be the reason. We can't really say it is only happening in Tamil Nadu. As far as SC/ST commission, whatever commission, minority commission, all these things are just a government body, so they're not actually proactively doing anything in any matter for that matter. They're not really doing anything. They should be doing it, but they are not doing it.
So along with Professor Lakshmanan, I spoke to Professor Lakshmanan this morning, and he said he may join me, but he has some personal engagement. Were you also part of that collective which went to Nanguneri village, or were you part of that?
Yes.
Yeah. And what did you see there? If you can describe it, please, for our viewers. Did you meet with the siblings, with the family? What happened?
Yes, we did. When we went to the hospital, the boy was undergoing surgery. So we couldn't meet the boy, but we met the sister, the little girl. So she was, there were scores of political parties. They were visiting the family that day. So there were 7-8 parties, including BJP was there to visit them. They all were giving them assurance that their education will be taken care of. But the question is not access to education. There is enough number of schools. Access to education is there. There's no, but who will be giving them the guarantee to right to life? In order to study, in order to educate yourself, you need to be alive. You need to feel fearless. Then only you will be able to study. When you are sitting at home, sitting in the school, you would be thinking somebody would be burning your house. Yes. No, you come home, you do not know. The boy was attacked inside his house. So he was not safe inside his own home.
Yeah, I'll come. I know. That's very sad. Yeah. That's very. I'll come back to you. Pankaj is here with me. Pankaj Mishra, my colleague, who's joined us. Pankaj, like ma'am said, Dr. Selvi Ganesh said that maybe in Tamil Nadu it is reported.
Right,
other states maybe it's not reported. It's happening everywhere. That's a shame, because the only book that you and I look up to is the constitution of this country, and I think there is an SC/ST Act in place, but look at this case. But Pankaj, what stands out for me? This government, this Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, it stands, the Dravidian party's ideology is about no caste, annihilation of caste. To enter a teenager's house and attack that child, also say that, please bring us lunch or other intoxicants during lunchtime, casting, aspersions on him, entering his house at 10, attacking him with a sickle and attacking his sister because he was of a lower caste,
Right.
and how dare you complain about us to the teachers?
Absolutely. The state of affairs, Sudha, as you mentioned, and as Dr. Selvi also very categorically mentioned, that these aspects of any society are very unfortunate. And having said that, talking about Tamil Nadu, I for one comes from Bihar. Now, we have had, situations like these in the past, but if I may add here, if we talk about, say, state-wise and those notorious states, there are ways and means by which a state can do away with these things. And one thing is obviously transparency in politics. Not long ago, Sudha, I mean, just 2-3 days back, almost all the leading national dailies had a promotional campaign from the DMK government of MK Stalin on the front page. It was heavily publicized that Chief Minister's breakfast scheme for Tamil Nadu schools has been started.
Very good.
And now that is one step ahead. But 2 steps behind, what we are looking at is once again a wristband based on caste, students being beaten, kin being beaten. I think, as you rightly mentioned, my heart goes out, for I don't live in Tamil Nadu, still looking at this critical aspect of the societal fabric. I think, scare is the first part that comes to my mind. And secondly, this promising government, which is what, roughly 2.5 years old in Tamil Nadu now?
Yes.
I mean, is failing on its own promises. That is something which is more critical than the data, the number, the statistics we have.
Yeah, and the data and the number, Pankaj, I would request my colleagues to put it up, the caste atrocities in Tamil Nadu. Once again, I'm not sitting on judgment on, I'm not cherry picking on Tamil Nadu. You can compare it, Pankaj, and say ki the data is worse for others. But the South Indian will speak about a state which is south of India.
Yes.
And Pankaj Mishra said a wonderful thing that yes, you are so way ahead in giving breakfast to little children so that more and more kids can come to school. After all, the midday meal scheme, Pankaj, if you may recall, started by Kamarajar and then taken forward by MGR. This was duplicated and replicated in many states, not only South Indian, Odisha.
Definitely.
Naveen Patnaik the other day said that we took a leaf out of the southern states to start midday meal so that children can come, instead of them being sent to. But you're absolutely right. One step in front and maybe 5 right at the back. If Dr. Selvi Ganesh is still with us, may I please go to her? All right, I think we seem to have lost connection to Dr. Selvi Ganesh. So this is the story, ladies and gentlemen, for those who've just joined us. The Dalit Collective, which is a voluntary body comprising eminent intellectuals from Tamil Nadu, they went to the village where the siblings were attacked by their classmates owing to caste violence, and then they said that the wristbands should be banned. And joining us right now is Professor C. Lakshmanan. He is joining us on the phone line. He was, of course, a very, very prominent member of the collective who made a visit to this village. Professor Lakshmanan, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Professor Lakshmanan, it is quite a shock that students are wearing wristbands. I know it is nothing new, but I would like you to please, because you've also been, in academics, you are a retired professor. I just want you to please shed some light on when did this trend start of children sporting wristbands denoting caste, Professor Lakshmanan?
No, it's unfortunately this all started after Mandal. After Mandal Commission, supposed to be the caste conflict should have been reduced because everybody share a cake. Okay, but unfortunately, what happened? This economic system which was followed by the implementation of Mandal Commission is privatization and globalization and liberalization, which makes a lot of scarcity on the resources on the people, and then people are trying to organize themselves on a communal and caste line to climb on the state resources.
Right.
and
Professor,
opportunity, equal opportunities. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, these things are not properly properly explained to the larger masses, and
Yeah.
so that they are all organizing as stingy groups and fighting for the caste resources and opportunities.
which you said was voluntary, it's not a governmental body. You've submitted a report and you have said that these wristbands should be banned. Am I right, Professor?
No, we have our main demand is to the political parties across India and particularly Tamil Nadu should committed to their ideology which they believe, and minimum democracy principles should follow. Democracy is not a majoritarian rule, but it is a associated life and respect for the each other, and also protection of minority, whatever a minority, religious, language, cultural, and
Yeah, but
even other. Yeah.
Professor, today it is very dangerous because now it has permeated young minds. These are children. These are young adults.
This is permeated to young mind by the people who are at power. They think that the intoxication of power went to their mind.
Yeah, but Professor,
Okay.
Dravida
And the
Munnetra
intoxication-
Kazhagam, sorry sir, but Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam stands for Samuthavam. Their ideology revolves around
that is what I'm saying,
self-respect.
that is
Why
it's
are
not
they
right.
not doing their duty, sir? They are in power.
No, we have demanded that the political party in Tamil Nadu should adhere to the principle of democracy, social justice, and self-respect, and annihilation of caste. Unfortunately, in Tamil Nadu, what was happened is not annihilation of caste, but it is anti-Brahmin politics, not even anti-caste politics. So that is the reason now it has to be, one has to take anti-caste and annihilation of caste politics on the front. And every political party should committed to the rule of law and the Constitution of India.
Yeah, but sir, I don't think the DMK is doing the
Never before in the Indian subcontinent the Constitution is got endangered now.
It's endangered,
Constitution,
Professor,
yes.
but we expected everyone living in Tamil Nadu, they expected
Not
more of
only
the
Tamil Nadu
DMK
alone,
government.
Tamil Nadu alone, even other states also.
Sir,
not,
but today, sir, we are only talking about because of the collective. You went and visited the village.
Yeah,
Professor,
I
sir,
said the
I think
collective went, but it is Tamil Nadu cannot be isolated from the whole of India.
I don't
Tamil Nadu
understand.
also
No,
the
but
part
this
of-
is the Tamil
part
Nadu
and parcel
incident,
of
Professor,
India.
sir. The thing is that the DMK seems to have failed in their duty. Forget about the children and those who are
Not only
indoctrinating.
DMK, even-
It's
even the
radicalization.
No. Even national parties in Tamil Nadu, they playing a dirty politics.
Sir, I'm not saying
And
that the national parties.
one of the accused member family is very close to BJP.
All right, it's close to the
Ah,
BJP.
and-
It's a shame.
and also-
But are
and
the
also
kids?
this is-
Don't you think, much like terrorism, Professor Sir, this is also some kind of indoctrination? This is radicalization of young minds, sir.
No, radicalization of young mind or intoxication of young mind happens to all the political party, including a national party like a BJP.
I think it's not the time to, but today in power is the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. Anyway, sir, what do you think that school, you know, what is the local administration doing? What is the education minister doing? What is the police doing? Does it take a collective to go there and tell them, please ban wristbands? What is the commission that the DMK says that every July we will meet? What are they doing? Even VCK, which is in alliance with DMK, they are also saying every day we hear of caste atrocities. What is the way out for the kids, sir? Because you and I are only bothered about children, sir. We are not so much bothered about who comes to power and who does not.
No, if you are speaking, I cannot speak. I'm saying that even the national party should come forward and demanded justice. Instead of doing justice, justifying this is a small kids play and don't make it any issue. This is a BJP leader is saying in the Nanguneri.
All right, sir. Let me now go to Jagadiswaran, who's a political analyst. Mr. Jagadiswaran, if you can hear me, vanakkam to you. Great to see you on the screen. Welcome to the show. I want to ask you, sir, that this is not about politics. You know, I'm a parent. Pankaj here, my colleague, is a parent. I'm sure, I do not know if you are, but I think the worst thing that is happening to Tamil Nadu. Oh, great. Tamil Nadu is the indoctrination of young minds. The Dalit collective went there, did a stellar job, asked the schools to ban wristbands. But I want to ask you, considering you're a political analyst, this seems to be that the DMK has been caught napping, because this is not the first time. You're a journalist and a very well-known journalist, and I know you will not play politics. Do you think the DMK really needs an overhaul so that these kind of incidents stop forthwith?
Of course, DMK needs an overhaul. Not just DMK, I would say the Dravidian parties have been ruling Tamil Nadu for over the 40-50 years. Even though we say we are all for social justice, we are all for empowerment, but if you really see if that's happening in Tamil Nadu maybe has always been against the religion, but when it comes to caste, especially when you go to villages, there is still practice of caste. Take it right from a tea shop to a temple, to even to some people villages house. It happens everywhere. There is a caste everywhere in Tamil Nadu, especially in villages. Only in cities, people might act that we don't see caste. People are very busy probably. But when it comes to, when you go to villages, especially during festival time, temple festivals, this has been coming out. Every time there is a festival, there have been clashes between two groups. There have been always, and especially when it comes to southern part of Tamil Nadu, this is more. This is happening for so long. I mean, this response doesn't start overnight. This has been happening for so long, and even during the last ADMK, there was a GO saying this response should stop, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. And I mean, you are saying it is happening in school, and you are worried. I would say this sometimes starts even from the houses, because I see people who say, "Don't go to Dalit street, don't go to Dalit colony." This show parents themselves are growing up the children.
Yeah, Jagadiswaran, just a minute. You know what you said, Jagadiswaran, can I ask you to just wait for me, because you've really raised a very good point. Ladies and gentlemen, in Tamil Nadu, Panchayat president is made to sit on the floor because he or she belongs to a lower caste. They are told that you cannot hoist the national flag on Republic Day and Independence Day. Why? Because you're a lower caste. You're not supposed to sit on a chair. But they make big movies with politicians starring in it, which rakes in crores and crores of money, and they say, oh, there should be no caste. But that is only gross hypocrisy. Jagadiswaran, I want to come back to you and I want to ask you, and I keep making this point. If it is in homes, if it is in nursery school, if it is in panchayat, if it is in communities, naturally, like poison, it is poisoning the minds of our children. And I want to ask you, don't you think that a lot of folk symbols, cinema, you know, all this macho thing about you do not know who I am, vettidve, seevidve, pottu tallidve, all these dialogues which are there, you know, you have a sickle in your hand, all these things also add on to the, you know, to the entire folklore which is created around caste. My question is only this: tomorrow if I send my son or daughter to school, what is the school doing? What is the principal doing? What is the local police doing? Are they all sleeping?
Yeah, see, first of all, I'm very happy that you have been putting some incidents on the screen, and you say which community, which community did that. Because most of the time, when an intermediary caste does something to other caste, especially to the Dalit community or to other lower, they think the lower caste, they don't even say which caste they belong to. You have been putting Devar community, one-year community. We don't say it. As Lakshmanan was putting out, it is mostly we speak about Sanatana Dharma, we speak about Dalit atrocities done by anti-Brahmin policies. But when it comes to intermediary caste, we don't speak out. We don't speak out loud. Even for honor killing, when it is done by a Deva community or one-year community or another community, we don't speak it out loud. We just say it's an intermediary caste. We don't even know which caste. So even in Nanguneri incident, we know the victim belongs to the Dalit community. but how many media channels have told which community the guys who tried to kill this young boy and girl belong to? You know, we just say it's an intermediary caste, it's an intermediary community. So that's what we deal, because most of the time when the when the victim is a Dalit and the other guy is from a larger community, the local politician, especially say for example if DMK is ruling there, the local community, the local minister, the local MLA, local secretary over there, he says, okay, sir, no, the guy who attacked or the people who attacked belongs to our larger community and we'll lose votes. This goes to everybody, I would say, be DMK or ADMK. The first thing they say is, okay,
no one, AIADMK, Sengotian, we know what he said. But I am saying we have a, we have a very, very so-called enlightened education minister, so-called, young education minister, very close to the top bosses, etc., etc. What are they doing? It's a wake-up call for Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. Dr. Ganesh, Jagdishwaran, I'll come back to you. Dr. Ganesh, what is the way out, ma'am? You tell me, if there is a commission, because some of the people I know and we do research who are activists who work in this, they say we get no support from the government. They shut their eyes. They say we cannot do any cases, otherwise we will lose our vote bank. So, due to vote bank, should my kids be poisoned? What is the way out, Dr. Ganesh? Tell me.
See, ma'am, when we went to that Nanguneri village, it is for the community, the accused community. They are not, what do you call it? They are proud of that. Okay, they are not having any remorse that they have child has taken a sickle and gone and killed someone. They don't have that remorse.
Oh.
They don't even feel. Okay, so they try to, the people whom we have interviewed and we have put that name in that report, and those people whose name appear there, they are being called and threatened. Why did you give this interview, or why did you tell these facts? And they are trying to prove whatever is there in the report is false and all those things. Okay, there is no remorse of whatsoever. Like my child is taking a sickle and going and hitting someone, even just children fighting, they just beat each other. I will certainly discipline my child. Okay, but then in that community, it is a matter of pride. They are not disciplining their children. The discipline comes from home. So in the home, it is being, maybe it is taught or it is being told that this is how a Dalit should be taught. If all these movies are coming, so it is not the Dalit boy who is taking, Arwal and going around and doing that. It is a particular caste who holds the pride, the caste pride. They are the one whose children are doing it, and the parents are supporting it. The community is supporting it.
So did you also meet with the local politician, ma'am? I mean, to understand what is going on, or you avoided that? Did you meet the local police, the police station, the chief of the police station?
Yes, we went to the police station, and when we asked, like 3 months ago, another incident happened.
Yeah.
And we told the police, this is in the same street. Another incident happened, 3 months ago.
Right.
He said, no such thing happened. They are trying to hide. If anybody told you, please ask that person to come here and report to us. Right. Another incident happened, but because mostly Dalits, they don't want to go and file an FIR. If they file an FIR, the entire family will be disturbed. They will be annihilated. So they are very scared of that fact. So as a result, most of the things are not even reported. This time around, it is only the child is given complaint in the school.
Yes.
Because he gave a complaint in the school, the same day in the night that those guys are coming up at home, 12th standard boy was attacked by a 10th standard and 11th standard and 12th standard kid. Imagine a 10th standard kid carrying a arwad and going around. Imagine what is the parents doing?
No, the parents, like you say, are very proud, because the parents are also in a way helpless, because they are part of the community. They will be ostracized. They can't possibly say something and then be isolated and ostracized. Jagadishwaran, you are here. Let me ask you, now this Stalin has ordered for a one-man committee headed by Justice Chandru. I have great regards for that man. I think he is somebody who's done some stellar work, has always spoken his mind, and you know, what kind of hope do you have? Because even if he comes forward, you know, and perhaps submits a report, I think the report will only focus on the honorable judge, retired Judge Chandru, will only speak about deterrents. But look at what Selvi Ganesh is saying. No one is ready to talk, I say. They are lying, they are scared. If this is the atmosphere of fear which has been created on false pride, false bravado, what is the point of having these panels? They should just pack up.
No, I mean, see, it's not, see, for many issues we have legal answers, but for caste, I don't think there is a legal answer. See, you cannot put a law and say, you should follow this law, you should stop honor killing, you will be punished. No, it doesn't happen that way. Because that's what I say, right? Because it starts right from the home. So right from the home, people, the parents, the teachers, the kids, not to befriend Dalit kids. It's just you should befriend only a guy from your community, not from the other community. So them Dalit is like an animal. He's not even a human being. See, these guys go and kill a Dalit. To them, he is not even the Nanguneri student or the sister who says, Anna, don't do this. They're not even humans to them. That's how the parents teach these kids. See, these wristbands, it helps the same community guys to come together. Say we are a proud community. This is what they have been teaching again and again.
Today, both of you, I want you to give me hope. As fellow South Indians, as fellow Tamils, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to evoke Tamil pride here, but sitting in New Delhi, I'm scared for the children. I'm scared for those thousands of kids. You can go to town saying abolish NEET because it leads to the kids being scared. Why don't they do something about these kids, Jagadishwaran? What is the way out?
See, that's what I said. Like, it's not very easy. I mean, this has to come from every single individual. And Justice Chandru might give some opinions on saying how, but it doesn't happen overnight. It starts from every political party. These political parties, they're part of this process. Sometimes they evoke caste factors just to fetch votes. They side with the majority again, even if it's not a victim, even if the guy who was killed. So the political parties, the society, I hear that more worse thing. I hear that the teachers associations now they have separate teachers for each caste. There is a Nadar teacher community. There is a Tevar teacher community. That's what's happening in schools in southern parts of Tamil Nadu. And how do you expect these teachers? At least in Nanguneri school, these teachers are good. But in many schools, I hear this is the biggest issue.
Dr. Selvi Ganesh, I know this is very sad of teachers associating themselves with caste. The teacher has only one caste and one duty, and that is to impart wholesome education. Dr. Selvi Ganesh, it seems like, we need Tandai Periyar to come back yet again. The time, I know it may sound very stupid.
Even if Tandai Periyar comes, I don't think Tandai Periyar actually didn't do much for the Dalits. Okay, Tandai Periyar is more of anti-Brahmanism, right? It is nothing about uplifting the Dalit. Here, what is happening is it is not the Brahmins who is attacking the Dalits. It is the Nadars and the Vanyers and the Maravars. These communities are actually kind of a bully. They are like bullies, and they are trying to impose their pride, their caste pride, and they are trying to do this. There are so many examples time and again which is coming, which is associated to these castes. Okay, they think that they are great. Okay, fine, you are great. Then, but why are you treating another human?
Absolutely, and I'm so happy.
Inhumanly.
Yeah, I'm so happy that both of you have also said that it is not the Brahmin today, because they have been abused. They are only 2%. Most of them have fled Tamil Nadu, gone far away. For the every little thing the DMK IT cell pounces on saying you Brahmins, you did this, you did that. But I'm
So
happy.
even with respect to Brahmin, ma'am, in the Nanguneri, there is this, what do you call it, the Agraharam?
Yes.
The entire Agraharam, now only 30 families are left. Okay, only this particular Maravar community has gone, and
Right.
they are like predatory behavior. Like when these people go and start staying there, the other people just want to move out. Okay, no, I don't want to be here. Right?
It's a terrible
there were
situation.
1,000 what do you call Vellalar community was there. Now they are reduced to only 100.
So
There
look at
are more than 200 Dalit families were there. Now there are less than
Look at
50
this,
families
look
were
at this, Dr. Selvi Ganesh said this, and let me thank both of you, Mikanandri, you know, for joining us on the show. Thank you. But you know what Dr. Selvi Ganesh said? People are running away because of this terrible thing called caste. The children have been poisoned, their minds have been poisoned, but communities and communities of different caste have decided to leave villages. If that is what DMK wants, best of luck to us. It's time for me to move on. The other story which is coming from South India will make me smile. Smiling, yes, after that intense story. At a time when many religious organizations are, you know, still stuck in the dark ages and therefore very ritualistic and patriarchal to the core, the Halakere Anandeshwar Mutt's annual fair in Gadag district is indeed unique. You know, in 99% of cases, the chariot pulling, like we witness in Puri Jagannath, it's only men who pull it, and considering it also requires physical strength. But for the last 18 years at the Halakere Anandeshwar Mutt annual fair, only women devotees have been pulling the silver chariot. Can you believe it? This is symbolic of gender equality and also to demolish what has been a male bastion for centuries. So all the women get to pull. Look at those visuals, how endearing that is. The ritual of women pulling the 165 kilo silver chariot began apparently in 2005 when the then seer of the mutt invited schoolgirls and women farmers to pull the chariot as he wanted to give prominence to all the women. Additionally, the religious head of the mutt also extended the invitation to women writers, to social activists, and said, come, take part in cultural programs. So it's becoming a big party for all women. Look at those resplendent women in their saris and flowers in their hair. Therefore, at this unique feminine fair, women-centric performances and symposia take center stage. This year too, the program shall be inaugurated by the Women and Child Development Minister of Karnataka, Lakshmi Hebelkar. The fair draws hundreds of women from Halakere, surrounding villages and across the state. Every year, more than 500 women achievers, including those girl children who have topped in class and colleges, are actually given awards by the mutt at the village, which is 40 kilometers from Gadag. What an interesting idea, would you agree? Because women politicians, they all apparently also come there. They bury all their political differences and are seen there to celebrate womanhood to the core. So when we think of Karnataka, ladies and gents, it's not just about hijab or moral policing, but also Halakere. It's time now for a break in the South Indian. The South Indian has loads of stories. We have lots of stories for you. But then it's time for a break so that you can look at other parts of India. What are they up to? Thank you for watching. Vanakkam.
Remorse, stealthy, lethal, precise. It flies at 3 times the speed of sound and cuts through a warship like a hot knife through butter.